Look, I'm going to save you from making the biggest mistake of your life. And no, I'm not talking about that questionable haircut you got last week. I'm talking about dropping $30, $40, maybe $50,000 on a car that's going to spend more time in your mechanic's garage than in your own driveway. Because here's the brutal truth that nobody in the car industry wants you to know. Most cars are overpriced disappointments wrapped in shiny paint and leather seats. But today, I'm pulling back the curtain. I've got the 6 highest-rated vehicles according to Consumer Reports, and these aren't just good cars. These are the vehicles that mechanics secretly recommend to their own family members. These are the cars that'll still be running strong when your neighbor's luxury SUV is leaking oil in their driveway and costing them $3,000 in repairs every year. And stick around because the number one pick? It's the vehicle that does almost everything right and almost nothing wrong. It's the car that makes you look smart for buying it. So hit that subscribe button right now because you're about to get information that could literally save you thousands of dollars and years of headaches. Drop a comment with your dream car brand and let's see if it makes this list. Now, let's get into it. Number 6. Honda CR-V. The global phenomenon that refuses to fail. Alright, let's kick this off with a vehicle that probably needs no introduction, but I'm going to tell you why it deserves your attention anyway. The Honda CR-V. This is the SUV that your sensible neighbor drives, the one that never breaks down, the one that's still going strong after 200,000 miles, while other SUVs from the same year are sitting in junkyards. Consumer Reports didn't just like this vehicle, they put it on a freaking pedestal. And here's why. The CR-V does something that most modern cars have completely forgotten how to do. It just works. Day after day, year after year, without drama, without surprise repair bills, without leaving you stranded on the side of the highway calling for a tow truck. Now, I know what you're thinking. But it's a Honda. It's boring. It's what my mom drives. And you know what? You're partially right. But here's what your mom knows that you don't. Boring is beautiful when boring means reliable. Boring means you're not dealing with a check engine light every other month. Boring means your money stays in your bank account instead of disappearing into your mechanic's pocket. Let's talk about the design for a second, because Honda actually did something smart here. The current CR-V has this front grille that perfectly balances elegance with just enough aggression to let other drivers know you mean business. Those sharp, angular LED headlights give it a modern look that doesn't scream, "I'm trying too hard." And here's the genius part. Honda didn't go overboard with trendy design elements that'll look ridiculous in 5 years. This is timeless automotive design. It's like the little black dress of SUVs. It looked good yesterday, it looks good today, and it'll still look good tomorrow. Step inside, and you immediately understand Honda's philosophy. Everything is where you expect it to be. The controls make sense. The materials feel solid, not cheap. You're not drowning in 50 different screens and buttons that'll confuse your grandmother. It's intuitive, it's comfortable, and most importantly, it's built to last. These aren't the kind of interiors where the dashboard starts creaking after 6 months, or the buttons stop working after a year. This is Japanese engineering at its finest, which means they thought about how this car would feel after 10 years, not just how it looks on the showroom floor. Now let's get to the good stuff, the engines. The base version comes with a 1.5-litre turbocharged gasoline engine pumping out 188 horsepower. Is it going to win any drag races? Absolutely not. But here's what it will do. It'll give you smooth, predictable power with fuel economy that won't make you cry every time you pass a gas station. This engine has been proven over hundreds of thousands of miles in real-world conditions. It's not some experimental technology that might or might not work. It's tested, it's reliable, and it gets the job done. But if you want to join the 21st century and actually save some serious money on gas, the hybrid version is where things get really interesting. Honda took their 2-litre Atkinson cycle engine and paired it with 2 electric motors to create a system that delivers 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. That's more power than the gas version, which means you're not sacrificing performance for efficiency, you're getting both. And here's where your accountant is going to start crying tears of joy. This hybrid system delivers up to 40 miles per gallon in city driving. Let me put that in perspective for you. If you're driving 15,000 miles a year and gas is averaging $4 a gallon, you're looking at saving hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars compared to less efficient SUVs. That's not just good for the environment, that's good for your wallet. Consumer Reports rated the CR-V as nearly perfect because it delivers on literally everything that matters. Performance? Check. Comfort? Check. Durability? Double check. Resale value? This thing holds its value better than most vehicles on the market. And here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. This SUV maintains one of the best reliability rankings worldwide, even in markets where consumers are brutally demanding about their vehicles. So when we talk about an SUV that resists the test of time, that doesn't depreciate like a rock falling off a cliff, and that gives you peace of mind every single time you turn that key. The Honda CR-V is always at the top of the list. It might not be the flashiest, it might not be the most powerful on paper, but it's one of the most balanced, reliable, and sensible vehicles you can buy. And sometimes, being sensible is the smartest thing you can do. Number 5. Toyota Corolla, the immortal sedan that mechanics worship. If there's one car that absolutely, positively had to be on this list, it's the vehicle sitting at number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Toyota Corolla, the car that receives nearly perfect ratings from Consumer Reports year after year. The car that mechanics around the world recommend without hesitation. The car that's been so reliable for so long that it's basically become a meme. The Corolla is more than just a car. It's a phenomenon. It's a cultural icon. Few vehicles in automotive history have managed to maintain such a spotless reputation for literal decades. Millions of people have owned one. Millions continue to buy them, and the vast majority agree on one simple truth. Buying a Corolla is the safest bet you can make in the automotive world. Now, Toyota didn't need to turn the Corolla into some wild, attention-grabbing design to make it successful. They took the opposite approach. They made it timeless. The design has been intelligently updated over the years with a front grille that maintains Toyota's identity while looking appropriately modern. The lines don't try to scream for attention because they don't need to. This car's reputation speaks for itself. Inside, the Corolla continues to deliver on its promise of being a practical, comfortable daily driver. You're not going to find crazy luxuries or massive screens that'll glitch out after 2 years. You know why? Because Toyota focused on what actually matters. Durable materials, finishes that resist the passage of time, and a cabin that, while not enormous, is perfectly designed for what most drivers actually need. Let's talk engines, because this is where the Corolla really shines. The most popular version features a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine developing 175 horsepower and 153 pound-feet of torque. Now, is this engine going to break any speed records? Nope. Does it need to? Absolutely not. What it does is give you reliable, predictable performance and a stable, safe driving experience without surprises. And in a world full of surprises, that's actually refreshing. But if fuel economy is your obsession, if you want to drive past gas stations while laughing at everyone else filling up their tanks, then the 1.8-liter hybrid engine is your new best friend. With 140 horsepower, this little hybrid surprises everyone with how incredibly efficient it is. We're talking about a car that takes you far while spending almost nothing on fuel. And it does it with a smoothness that other sedans would absolutely envy. Now, does the Corolla have weaknesses? Of course it does. It's not the most exciting car to drive. Some people will say it lacks sporty personality, and they're right. But let's be brutally honest here. If you're shopping for a Corolla and expecting sports car thrills, you're shopping for the wrong car. The Corolla isn't trying to be your adrenaline-pumping weekend toy. It's your reliable partner. It's your faithful companion that doesn't fail you and guarantees that your money is well invested. And here's the thing that separates smart buyers from everyone else. While other brands continue filling their catalogs with models that are basically casino bets, where you might get lucky or you might get a lemon, Toyota has kept the Corolla as that one car that never disappoints. It might not make you gasp when you see it in your driveway, but it will make you smile every single time it starts without problems, even after 10 years and 200,000 miles of ownership. The Corolla's reliability isn't just good, it's legendary. It's the stuff of myths and legends. There are Corollas out there with over 300,000 miles that are still running like they rolled off the assembly line yesterday. That's not luck, that's engineering. That's a company that actually cares about building vehicles that last, instead of building vehicles that look good in commercials. That's why the Corolla continues to be one of the highest-rated cars by Consumer Reports, and without a doubt, one of the vehicles that gives owners the most peace of mind. In a world of uncertainty, the Corolla is certainty. And sometimes, that's exactly what you need. Number 4. Nissan Sentra, the underdog that fought its way to the top. Now here's a plot twist you probably didn't see coming. The Nissan Sentra. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out because this car's story is actually fascinating. For years, Nissan had a reputation problem. Their transmissions were failing. Their quality control was questionable. People were getting burned, and they weren't shy about sharing their horror stories. But then, something changed. Nissan looked at all the criticism, all the complaints, all the angry customers, and they actually listened. The current generation Sentra is proof that sometimes companies can learn from their mistakes and come back stronger. Consumer Reports recognized this transformation and gave the Sentra a spot among their highest-rated vehicles. And it's absolutely deserved. This sedan managed to climb the rankings because Nissan refined their strategy and presented a vehicle that actually surprises people. It's fun to drive. The throttle response feels immediate and direct. The road behavior transmits confidence. This isn't the Nissan of old, the one that felt like you were driving a disconnected appliance. This feels like a car that wants to be driven. Under the hood sits a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine delivering 147 horsepower. Now, I know what you're thinking. 147 horsepower doesn't sound impressive on paper, especially when other cars are bragging about their 200, 250, 300 horsepower figures. But here's the secret that automotive journalists have known forever. Horsepower numbers don't tell the whole story. What matters is how that power is delivered and how the car feels. And the Sentra feels good. The combination of its compact size, precise steering, and this responsive engine makes driving it way more entertaining than anyone expects from a sedan in this segment. It's nimble in city traffic. It's stable on the highway. It's the kind of car that makes your daily commute just a little bit more enjoyable instead of soul-crushing. Design also plays a massive role in the Sentra's comeback story. It features a sporty style with marked aggressive lines and an imposing front end that has real presence. This isn't your grandfather's boring sedan. This is a car that transmits character and personality. And what's even better is that Nissan achieved this modern, attractive look without inflating the price to luxury car levels. The Sentra punches way above its weight class in terms of style. But Consumer Reports doesn't just look at pretty exteriors and fun engines. They dig deep into the stuff that actually matters long-term. Safety ratings, fuel consumption, reliability projections, the overall ownership experience. And the Sentra scored well across the board, confirming that it's legitimately on par with Japanese brands that have spent decades building their reputations for durability. The safety equipment is genuinely impressive for a car at this price point. You get automatic emergency braking as standard, pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control in most versions. These are features that were exclusive to luxury cars just 5 or 6 years ago. But now they're available in an affordable sedan that most people can actually afford. That's progress. The Sentra represents something important in the automotive world: the power of listening and improving. Nissan could have kept churning out mediocre cars and relying on their brand name. Instead, they acknowledged their problems, went back to the drawing board, and created a sedan that's genuinely competitive. Where previous generations had questionable CVT transmissions that failed prematurely or build quality that felt cheap, this current generation shows marked improvement in reliability and overall refinement. In summary, the Nissan Sentra isn't perfect. No car is. But it's proof that brands can change, that criticism can lead to improvement, and that sometimes the underdog deserves a second chance. It offers good design, legitimate safety features, improving reliability, and a driving experience that's actually fun. That's why Consumer Reports placed it among their favorites and rated it as nearly perfect. The Sentra earned its spot on this list the hard way, by getting better. Number 3. Subaru Crosstrek, the adventure mobile that's built different. All right, we're entering the top 3, and this is where things get really interesting. Let me introduce you to a vehicle that's been quietly building a cult following, the Subaru Crosstrek. This Japanese subcompact crossover is climbing the sales charts and winning hearts thanks to 3 absolutely critical factors: great driving feel, excellent fuel economy, and standard all-wheel drive that comes on every single version. Let me repeat that because it's important. Every Crosstrek comes with all-wheel drive as standard. Most brands charge you extra for that. Subaru just includes it because they're not trying to nickel and dime you to death. Now, I'm going to be honest with you because honesty matters. The base version of the Crosstrek comes with an engine that's a bit underwhelming. It's a 2-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and many owners find it weak and even a bit noisy when you push it hard. Consumer Reports specifically mentions this. If you want to truly enjoy the Crosstrek and experience what it's really capable of, you need to step up to the version with the 2.5-litre Boxer engine. That 2.5-litre Boxer engine is a completely different animal. It delivers 182 horsepower, which translates to significantly more agile driving with quick throttle responses and a genuinely fun experience behind the wheel. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just about the horsepower. The Boxer engine design itself is special. Subaru has been perfecting the Boxer engine for over 50 years. That's half a century of refinement, testing, and improvement. And that experience shows in every kilometer you drive. The Boxer engine, with its horizontally opposed cylinders, gives the vehicle better stability, reduces vibrations dramatically, and makes the Crosstrek feel planted on the road even when you're pushing it through corners. It's part of Subaru's DNA, and it's one of the main reasons why owners speak so highly of their vehicle's durability and driving characteristics. The Boxer engine's low center of gravity is a game changer. It contributes massively to the Crosstrek's excellent handling, making it feel more like a nimble car than a top-heavy SUV. This is handling in the best possible way, where the vehicle responds predictably and confidently to your steering inputs without the body roll that plagues so many crossovers. Another detail that Consumer Reports specifically highlighted is the Crosstrek's ground clearance. We're talking about 8.7 inches of clearance between the road and the bottom of your car. Now, that might sound like just another boring specification, but in the real world, it means this Subaru can tackle challenging roads without scraping its undercarriage. Potholes? No problem. Dirt roads? Bring them on. Highways in poor condition? The Crosstrek handles them fearlessly. This ground clearance gives you freedom. It means you're not constantly worried about speed bumps or dips in the road or that rough parking lot entrance. The Crosstrek bridges the gap between a fuel-efficient commuter car and a legitimate weekend adventure vehicle better than almost anything else in its class. You can drive it to work Monday through Friday, then take it on a camping trip over the weekend without thinking twice. The interior won't win any luxury awards, and Subaru isn't pretending it will. But it's functional, durable, and surprisingly spacious for such a compact vehicle. Subaru focused on making every control intuitive and every surface able to withstand real-world wear and tear. This is an interior designed for people who actually use their vehicles, not for people who just want something pretty to look at in their garage. The materials are tough. The layout makes sense. Everything is designed with purpose, and perhaps most importantly, it's an interior that'll still look and feel good after 5 years of hard use. The plastics don't scratch if you look at them wrong. The seats don't wear out prematurely. The controls don't start breaking after 20,000 miles. In summary, the Subaru Crosstrek doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's not a sports car. It's not a luxury SUV. What it offers is an almost perfect balance between fuel economy, durability, all-wheel drive capability, and the ability to venture beyond city limits without worry. It's a model that combines Subaru's legendary tradition of reliability with practical details that make life easier and more adventurous for its owners. And for all these reasons, Consumer Reports places it at number 3 on this list of nearly perfect cars. The Crosstrek is proof that you don't need to spend luxury car money to get a vehicle that's genuinely excellent at what it does. Number 2, Mazda CX-5, the driver's SUV that makes every trip enjoyable. In the number 2 position, we have an SUV that managed to position itself among the automotive elite in a relatively short time. Let me introduce you to the Mazda CX-5, the SUV that proves you don't have to sacrifice driving enjoyment just because you need practicality. This vehicle has earned its spot at the top of Consumer Reports' recommendations, and it's absolutely not by accident. The CX-5's design is so sophisticated that it legitimately looks like it costs $20,000 more than it actually does. Mazda has this design philosophy called Kodo, which means soul of motion, and the CX-5 was one of the first models to truly showcase this design language. The lines seem to be in constant motion, even when the vehicle is sitting still. It's a visual presence that mixes grace with power, elegance with strength, and it makes you want to drive it from the very first glance. Consumer Reports continues to place the CX-5 as one of the absolute best compact SUVs year after year, highlighting that Mazda maintains constant updates and improvements. Better transmissions, refined suspensions, more comfortable seats. Everything is continuously being improved to reinforce the CX-5's position as a nearly perfect vehicle. And this isn't just automotive journalists saying nice things. Real owners who drive these vehicles every single day consistently report high satisfaction levels. For people who already own and drive the CX-5, it's a vehicle that offers genuinely premium quality, comfort, and performance with excellent reliability from Mazda's Skyactiv engines. With regular maintenance, there's no reason you couldn't push this vehicle to 200, 250, even 300,000 miles. The engineering is that solid. But here's where the CX-5 really separates itself from the boring crossover crowd, the driving experience. This SUV is genuinely agile, with a road-connected feel that most competitors completely lack. Mazda developed this technology called G-vectoring control that actually adjusts engine torque when you turn the steering wheel, improving stability and giving you more confidence through corners. It's one of those technologies that works invisibly in the background, making you a better driver without you even realizing it. And while automotive enthusiasts don't talk about it as much as they should, the CX-5 has a bit of Miata soul in its DNA. That legendary Mazda Miata, the sports car that's all about driving enjoyment. Some of that philosophy made its way into the CX-5. Get behind the wheel and it responds precisely. The steering is communicative, not numb like so many modern vehicles. You actually feel connected to the road, which is something few compact SUVs can claim. The CX-5 doesn't just transport you from point A to point B like some appliance. It engages you in the driving experience in a way that makes even boring, mundane commutes more enjoyable. It's the difference between driving and actually enjoying driving. And once you experience that difference, it's really hard to go back to a vehicle that feels disconnected and numb. Another achievement worth mentioning is the CX-5's incredible consistency in sales and reputation. Even though Mazda introduced a successor model called the CX-50, the CX-5 remains one of Mazda's best-selling vehicles in the United States, with over 150,000 units sold annually. That proves something important. People recognize and value the CX-5's exceptional balance between design, handling, quality, and overall driving experience. Yes, it's not the most spacious SUV in its class. Yes, it doesn't have the latest flashy digital technology that'll be outdated in 2 years anyway. But the interior design maintains a sophisticated, high-quality aesthetic with materials that legitimately compete with luxury vehicles costing significantly more. You get that satisfying door thud when you close the door, the kind that makes you feel secure that you're sitting in something genuinely well-built. The attention to detail extends to the smallest elements. The way controls feel under your fingertips, the quality of materials throughout the cabin, the overall sense that everything was designed with purpose and precision rather than just being slapped together to meet a price point. Mazda focused on the details that most manufacturers overlook, and it shows. In summary, the Mazda CX-5 didn't reach this position through marketing hype or temporary fashion trends. It earned its spot through genuine excellence. It's the crossover that combines elegance, technical refinement, and pure driving enjoyment in a package that's also practical and reliable. Consumer Reports rates it as nearly perfect, and the millions of satisfied owners driving CX-5s around the world confirm that assessment with every single mile they drive. Number 1. Toyota RAV4. The unstoppable king that simply refuses to fail. And here we are, the number 1 position. The vehicle that Consumer Reports and millions of owners worldwide agree is as close to automotive perfection as you can get. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Toyota RAV4, the SUV that has become the absolute darling of families across the globe, and that Consumer Reports places at the very top for one devastatingly simple reason. It's reliable, it's durable, and it delivers absolutely everything it promises without excuses or compromises. The RAV4 is a symbol of Japanese engineering applied with surgical precision and a cool, calculated head. It doesn't waste energy on unnecessary extravagances or showboating with exaggerated luxuries. What it offers is rock-solid design, mechanical components proven through millions of miles of real-world testing, and performance that has allowed it to become the best-selling SUV in numerous markets around the world. That's not an accident, that's excellence. The modern RAV4 sports straight, confident lines with a robust grille that makes it look strong and capable without falling into pretentiousness or trying too hard. It's a vehicle that earns your respect without needing to shout about it or beg for attention. The design has evolved intelligently over the years, maintaining Toyota's unmistakable design DNA while incorporating contemporary styling cues that keep it looking fresh and modern. It's the perfect balance between evolution and revolution. Now, if we're going to talk about what really matters, and trust me, this is where the RAV4 absolutely dominates, let's discuss the powertrains. The RAV4 is offered with several engine configurations, but the most outstanding is unquestionably the hybrid version. Toyota combines a 2.5-litre Atkinson cycle engine with electric motors to deliver over 200 horsepower. That translates to agile handling, confident acceleration, and above all, fuel consumption figures that leave competitors absolutely stunned. This isn't just good fuel economy, this is exceptional fuel economy. We're talking about an SUV that drinks fuel like a compact sedan. For families driving 20,000 miles per year, the savings add up fast, really fast. Over the life of your ownership, the hybrid RAV4 can save you thousands upon thousands of dollars in fuel costs compared to less efficient SUVs. And that's money that stays in your pocket instead of disappearing into your gas tank. For those who prefer the traditional gasoline version, that same 2.5-litre engine delivers more than sufficient power for long road trips and very balanced performance in both city and highway driving. But here's what makes the real difference. Regardless of how much you drive it, regardless of how you use it, regardless of what conditions you put it through, the RAV4 rarely breaks down. And when I say rarely, I mean almost never. The RAV4's reputation for reliability isn't just marketing speak or advertising fluff. It's backed by decades of real-world performance data and millions upon millions of satisfied owners who've driven these vehicles for years without significant problems. There are RAV4s out there with 300,000 miles that are still running strong. That's not a fluke. That's Toyota's obsessive commitment to building vehicles that actually last. Another point that Consumer Reports specifically highlights is the interior. The RAV4 might not have the opulence or flashiness of a luxury SUV, but it compensates with genuinely resistant materials, high-quality plastics that don't scratch or crack just by existing, and a space distribution that's simply practical and intelligent. The RAV4 is spacious, comfortable, and versatile with a generous cargo area that makes it the ideal companion for families, road trips, camping adventures, and daily work commutes. The interior layout is intuitive and user-friendly, with controls positioned exactly where you'd expect them to be. Toyota didn't try to reinvent the wheel with radical new interface designs that confuse everyone over 40. They focused on making everything work properly and reliably for years without issues or failures. It's an approach that might not generate flashy headlines, but it generates satisfied customers. And here's something that genuinely sets Toyota apart from many competitors: safety. Toyota equipped the RAV4 with their Safety Sense 2.0 package, which includes automatic emergency braking that can literally prevent accidents, adaptive cruise control that makes highway driving less exhausting, and lane keeping assist that helps prevent those scary moments when you drift out of your lane. All of this comes standard on most RAV4 versions. Let me emphasize that. Standard, not optional. Not part of some expensive package that adds $5,000 to the price. Standard. While other brands are still charging customers extra money for basic safety features, Toyota includes them because they genuinely care about keeping their customers and their families safe. That's the kind of corporate philosophy that deserves recognition and respect. The RAV4's safety ratings are consistently among the absolute best in its class, and the real-world crash data from actual accidents supports these laboratory ratings. When you're carrying your family, your children, the people you love most in this world, that peace of mind is genuinely invaluable. You can't put a price tag on knowing that if the worst happens, your vehicle is designed to protect the people inside. For all these reasons and more, the Toyota RAV4 has earned a genuinely privileged place, not only in the automotive market, but also in the minds and hearts of experts and owners worldwide. It's that rare SUV that passes through years, through hundreds of thousands of miles, through changing automotive trends and fashions, but remains absolutely firm in its position. It doesn't deteriorate, it doesn't fall apart, and it doesn't lose value nearly as quickly as the competition. Consumer Reports rates the RAV4 as nearly perfect, and once you understand everything this vehicle offers, it's incredibly easy to understand why. The RAV4 embodies literally everything we expect from a truly reliable car. Durability that lasts for decades, fuel savings that add up to real money, comfort for daily use, and a peace of mind that very few rivals can legitimately match. The RAV4 doesn't just transport you from point A to point B like some soulless appliance. It does it with the confidence and security that comes from decades of proven reliability and continuous improvement. Whether you choose the standard gasoline engine or the hybrid variant, whether you're commuting to work every day or heading out on weekend adventures with your family, the RAV4 delivers consistent, dependable performance that has made it America's best-selling SUV for multiple consecutive years. That's not marketing hype. That's not advertising spin. That's the result of building an exceptional product that actually delivers on its promises. And in an automotive world full of broken promises and disappointed customers, the RAV4 stands out as a beacon of what's actually possible when a manufacturer truly commits to excellence. So there you have it, folks. The 6 nearly perfect cars according to Consumer Reports. 6 vehicles that have earned their stellar reputations not through flashy advertising campaigns or celebrity endorsements, but through real-world performance, genuine owner satisfaction, and proven long-term reliability that you can actually depend on. From the versatile, never disappointing Honda CR-V to the absolutely unstoppable Toyota RAV4, these vehicles represent the absolute best of what the automotive industry has to offer when it comes to dependable, practical, intelligent transportation. What makes these vehicles genuinely special isn't eye-catching gimmicks or flashy marketing campaigns. It's the boring stuff that actually matters in real life. Things like starting reliably every single morning, even when it's 15 degrees below zero. Running for hundreds of thousands of miles without major mechanical issues that drain your bank account. Holding their value remarkably well when it's finally time to sell or trade in. And providing years, sometimes decades, of worry-free ownership where your car is just a tool that works instead of a constant source of stress and unexpected repair bills. If you're currently in the market for a new car, if you're researching and trying to figure out what to buy, you genuinely cannot go wrong with any of these 6 choices. They've all been tested not just by Consumer Reports' rigorous scientific evaluation process, but by millions of real-world owners who depend on these vehicles every single day for work, for family transportation, for adventures, for life. Which one of these nearly perfect cars caught your attention? Which one are you seriously considering? Let me know in the comments below, and let's have a real conversation about it. And listen, if this video helped you, if it gave you valuable information that you can actually use to make a smarter buying decision, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos that could save you thousands of dollars and countless headaches. Remember this simple truth. The best car isn't always the fastest one. It's not always the fanciest one. It's not the one with the most horsepower or the biggest touchscreen or the flashiest badge. Sometimes, often actually, the best car is simply the one that works reliably, day after day, year after year, without drama, without surprises, without breaking your heart or your bank account. Until next time, drive safe, choose wisely, and remember that boring reliability beats exciting disappointment every single time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.